Okay. Game 1 of vOddy vs. Bakuryu. S rank, $10 cash prize, best of 5 showman.
And in the top right, fighting for IRK, we have vOddy in the Silent Black Terran, or steel color. And in the top left as the purple, Zerg fighting for LRM, Classic Clan. We have Bakuryu. Any predictions here, gentlemen?
A lot of action. A lot of nudity.
Yeah.
A lot of sexiness.
Curious to see Purple Zerg's Muta control. vOddy is a kind of all-around player. He can play mech real well. He can also play SK Terran real well. Curious to see the direction he's going to be going. We see he is building an in-base supply depot. Getting the quicker SCV build unit spawning time. And Bakuryu is going for the 12 hatchery. The scouting drone going ahead. See vOddy going for scouting SCV. And Bakuryu is scouting the wrong way, and Terran is scouting in the right direction. So he's going to be getting the first scout off. Curious to see if Terran's going to throw down a gas first or not. No gas yet, so might be going for a fast expand also from the Terran. Here's what he's saving those monies up for. I'm just going to build a command center at the top of the ramp. Oh, he's building it straight down. As he did get the first scouting advantage off, so he can get away with the command center first. Or command center on the low ground. Probably going to be throwing down a bunker or a supply depot there to make a nice little wall there for the Marines.
You called it.
You called it. And the Zerg hasn't thrown a gas down yet. Curious if we're going to get a third hatchery, if it's going to be in base. And it is an in base hatchery. And pretty standard game coming up from both players. Gas coming up from the Terran.
That is.
That is.
I have to change my push to talk key. Hold on.
That is it. And looks like an academy going up in the top right for vOddy, so he's going to be going for a bio play. Oh, excuse me, that's an engineering bay. But still going for a likely bio play. Not seeing any lair going down for the Zerg player yet. Terran transferring his SCVs over to his opponent's natural. Yeah, still no lair has started for Zerg.
There we go.
Has a couple drones rallied there. Yeah, nothing crazy going on right here. Right there.
Yeah, the gas is a little faster than what I'm used to seeing, but that's because he was going for the +1 build.
+1 and probably heavier vessels.
Well, you want the +1 attack on your Marines. Sometimes they'll go like 2 barracks to pump out some early Marines, get an academy first, and then an engineering bay.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you'll see this instead, and it's kind of like a timing push. So your +1 will finish just after, you know, like your stem, your second, third barracks come up.
Mm-hmm. We see Terran with the scouting SCV in the bottom left, scouting that there is no third base up yet. So he knows that the 3 hatcheries, and he probably assumed that they were the only ones, but scouting for the sneaky expo. Lair should be finishing here shortly for the Zerg player. And Stim. We got Stim and +1 coming up from Terran. Second barracks coming down. So aggressive play with the Zerglings. You have from the Zerg player outside of the Terran, just scouting, poking in and out, seeing what's going on. And I really like the positioning here from vOddy. The Comsat station and his natural makes a really nice little choke point there for the Marines to stand behind. Three additional barracks is going down for vOddy, totaling it to 4. And 3 creep colonies going down for Zerg. So he's going to be making a little defense with some Sunkens, blasting a bunch of mutas. And just as I was saying, I'm curious to see what kind of muta play we're going to see here from Bakuryu. Remember him from iCup back in the day when he was bouncing around like B-, B+, but mostly around the B- B range. And he's come up to be a really, really strong player. He never quit playing Brutal War when StarCraft 2 came out, and a lot of people quit playing. And I think he might have taken a break, but I've seen him streaming, and even though he doesn't spam 400 APM as a Zerg player, he does get the job done.
Nice little bio.
Yeah, he's solid. But we see some turrets going down. 5 barracks are complete for our Terran player. 3 turrets going down in the natural. We see a Hydralisk Den halfway done, and some mutas coming into play. Curious if we're going to see only like 4 or 5 mutas, which is kind of common in the current meta with like a different push behind it. But we see it's like 6 mutas coming up from our Zerg. Terran is pushing out. Scans the mutas right as they were finishing and coming out. 4 total turrets Terran for vOddy. So deciding to spend the extra money to get safer in his natural, but in his main he doesn't have a lot of turrets, it looks like. So hoping to back off.
And I wonder if he's just want to protect his expansion. And
you see, like
out here, yeah.
Right. His expansion is closer, so he knows that, you know, Zerg might not run all the way around, but it looks like he might be diving in around a little bit. He just misses the bio army, and he's going to be jumping right into the main of the Terran. Seeing that there's no turrets here, and there's only a handful of Marines, going to be able to easily take these down, just as vOddy's going to be counterattacking with his bio army, and the 3 Sunkens with the 4th one about to finish. No, mutas defend.
This is over.
Don't pull the probes. Don't pull the drones. He might be able to defend this if he doesn't lose the hatchery. It might be okay. He might be able to.
Plus 1 Marines are going to get that hatchery. Oh, he's not focusing it.
Lurker's about to finish, and he does clean this up. Back through. He's feeling all right with that. The Sunkens took the damage as they were intended. He did not lose a ton of drones. He probably lost 5 or 6, but. We have Lurkers about to be morphing, Zerglings coming out, and goes on the map. Didn't lose a ton of his mutas. He can still do some damage with that. Killing the scouting SEV, leaving Terran in the dark. Terran has no vision outside of what his bio ball can see. Think Terran did enough damage there?
No, I expected him to get the hatchery. But when he started fighting the units, whenever he started fighting the units, the defender's advantage kicked in and slowly whittled away his Marine count.
And Zerglings and Mutalisks jumping on the Marines again, just wiping out the army. vOddy is looking a little grim here. The map control from Bakuryu is really a little overwhelming for him. Bakuryu's throwing down his 3rd base in the bottom left with Lurkers on the map. You see tanks on the battlefield now, or vOddy.
On the battlefield.
On the player board.
I always like the siege tanks voice lines.
Yes,
sir.
Oh, is the Mutalisk jumping on the tank? Damages it halfway down. The Zergling's
Really
also going to be jumping on it.
Really
Zergling's
solid
focusing the
micro
tank.
here.
And there's only 4 Mutalisks left from Bakuryu. Bakuryu? Bakuryu. I always called him Baku. Bakuryu. Bakuryu. Oh, it's an anime character. I don't know how to pronounce it though.
I don't think anyone thought about other people pronouncing their name when they made it a screen name.
All right, we see the tank aging, but that tank is really low. I think it only has like 20 health. There's one sunken up front just to push it back a little bit.
Ooh, he's losing the Mutus at his base, at Terran's base.
He only had 4 mutas left anyway, but now he has 3 heavily bruised mutas. But he's got quite a few hydras, lurkers to be able to push this back a little bit. The tank's not. Lurker's going to be able to defend against the Marines just instantly jumping in. He only has 1 tank staging on this right now, and that tank is really low. So, and the second tank is coming to support.
There's the science vessel.
Yes, sir. Ivory.
This will decide it.
And Lurker.
Oh my god, those are
It is
a lot
a
of
lot
Marines
of
lurkers.
absolutely.
But
That's the Marines absolutely running through the lurkers. Something you don't see too often. Lurkers getting in a position to hit the tanks. Are they going to be able to take that first tank down? Oh, and he does take that 1 tank down. The tank in the back is very low. Might be able to jump on it. But Terran's army is whittling down.
he's got a good reinforcement army, but it's coming now. Ooh.
Oh,
And the
Oh,
defensive matrix.
I think this is where we see dancing medics. And 2 Sunkens finishing, 1 instantly going down. Second one going to go down very quickly with reinforcements coming out. vOddy is definitely going to take this game. GG goes to Terran. In game 1 in the best of 5 series.
Wonderful casting, Minerals. Why you suck. And this is Discord.
I'm going to drop the hammer and dispense some indiscriminate justice.
I want to drop the hammer. Battle Cruiser Operation.
What's the science vessels voiceover? I thought it was kind of funny. I can't remember. It's just
Can't
strange
remember.
after all the years I played the game and listened to it. Okay, so game 1 goes to vOddy.
And gonna go into game number 2 on the map Match Point. Solid 2-player map.
Give me 1 sec. There we go.
I'll say it's interesting conversations we had about maps earlier. It's interesting to hear all perspectives and hear things that I kind of assumed people thought, But hope that, all I know is it's been really rewarding with your Showmatch series to see high level players play on my maps and not see major issues with them, So
Yeah, I wouldn't take it too personal. From Soul's perspective, I'm doing some speculating, but they're the #1 foreign team, and they just have sort of like a reputation to protect based on game wins, and so they're just sort of strategically
for sure. No,
making
I was
decisions.
wasn't taking anything personal. It was really cool to jump in a cast with them. It's just like, I don't know, cool to bounce back and forth.
I guess I'm projecting a bit. If I was a map maker, I would be frustrated a bit. And but my hope is that we could sort of create a compromise.
All I can do is just try to verify the credibility. Frequently wouldn't have told Kix that the maps were okay to use, and the thing had the work not been done on them. You know?
Right, and you know,
But-
there's already the Brood War Clan League and BSL, which I believe use more or less standard maps. So there's a bunch of leagues and series out that use them, not to mention ladder.
Mhm.
So I guess Kix is also trying to be original by incorporating new maps and including Koreans, which I think some people complain about.
And
But I commend him on that because it's really cool to be inclusive.
I think if, you know, in reality, you know, really high level players playing on new maps, like, let's say, just to throw out some random names out there, you know, Dwalt versus Chosamzerg or Soma or whatever. Like, if that ever happened and it was on like a weird map, obviously, higher level, like the gangster ass Korean's gonna probably roll over other
Now,
player. But you
two-
know, maybe
two
having
things.
a new map, having new maps might kind of not give any advantages, but like give an even playing field.
I think there are two things
Per
that
se.
organizers can do. One, maybe those maps could be, because they're not, you know, ladder maps that people are that familiar with, they could be a little bit more simple, standard, and maybe less of them introduced, so that you would have a good number that are
Right.
well known.
Yes,
And a
six
smaller
new
number.
maps is a lot. 6 new maps and 2 other maps that.
I don't think it's anything's wrong, but there's always a lot to be gained out of having these conversations and experimenting with things. And I think it is wonderful.
If I said
what's
the word
happening.
wrong, I didn't mean wrong. It was weird. You know, it
No, you didn't say
for-
wrong. I guess it's just the point I'm trying to get across, that it's all good, basically. Nothing is for vain.
I mean, realistically, I mean, leagues are playing for money, and people had to play on Sparkle even though they knew it was broken in ASL. They literally talked about it and then played it in the finals, knowing it was bugged or like.
There might be
imbalanced.
more complaints about the inclusion of Koreans. I mean, I've heard that quite a bit, but maybe that's because the inclusion of 6 new maps is relatively new, and well, Koreans have been playing in STPL for a while, so maybe, you know, there's more time for those complaints to build up. But that's really the decision of an organizer. You know, if you're doing this and those things make you happy and it makes it fun for you, you know, that's kind of your choice. But at the same time, I understand you gotta kind of please players and other people. So, you know, there's always this conflict of interest a little bit between mappers, players, organizers, but I'm sure a
It's always a
compromise can be
conflict of
reached.
interest for mappers. It's always, I mean, it might be really hard for a lot of people, you know, to make maps. So when like people are trying their hardest, you know,
Try harder.
do better. You suck.
And I love it coming from people who've never opened a map
Like I
editor
spent
like
60
myself.
hours on this. This blows.
Everything always seems
I haven't gotten those responses on any
deceptively easy unless you do it yourself. Like, you can read a news article and it just seems you take it for granted how many hours actually went into writing that. This is just a small trivial example, but everything in life is like that. So I encourage everybody to try to do everything, so you gain a greater appreciation.
I mean,
I'm
they
joking,
say
of
you
course,
can.
but
They say you can do anything you want.
you can do it, but it's much
Anything
more
you set
fun
your mind to, man.
to just complain, man.
I want to be a Dark Archon when I grow up.
We see a Spire coming down for our Zerg player with 3 hatch, throwing down 2 creep colonies. Looks like Bakuryu's going through for just about the same play, pushing out the scouting SUV. So, but you know, Terran already knows what's coming. Should be throwing down turrets anytime soon. The 5:45 timing's coming up. Engineering bay is actually just halfway finished. The bunker's up for Terran. Not necessarily. He's feeling comfortable. He's got 2 firebats and a medic. Any propane or propane accessories? You need it. You need to get a soundboard. You can just like click like Mutalisk noise. Ow, raw, when they're like dominating or something. That'd be cool.
Never heard a Hank
Zerg
Hill
pump-
reference in the StarCraft
Zerg
game.
Zerg poking in, getting a little read with on the SCV count with a couple Zerglings. Terran just pushing across the field, about to be pushed. Nice block there.
I'm gonna get that turret. Yeah, I'm gonna get that turret.
Get it! You can do it! You can do it!
Shit, he's about to.
Oh my god.
That's it!
That's the first time I've seen one Ling destroy a turret that was just making from beginning to end.
Oh my god. I feel like the Firebat tried to light that thing on fire like
A shrine should be
times.
dedicated to that Zergling.
No propane accessories were included in that meal deal, folks. But we see Mutalisk running across the map, gonna be diving in on this natural that doesn't
Yeah,
actually
there's
only has
not enough turrets.
incomplete turret, killing the SCV, gonna be blocking these two turrets from being made. Marines are in a good position, pushing the Mutos back, but I think that's only 6 or 7 Mutos. It's one Marine goes down. Third turret does finish, and so they're gonna be pulling back a little bit. Terran with no turrets in this main except by his barracks. The Marines diving right into the Marine fire. He's getting a nice little focus fire shot. Gonna be diving in, taking off 2 Marines, 3 Marines going down. Mutalisk backing up. Some good pickoffs for our yellow Zerg as his third base is about to finish. Sending Hydras down. Gonna be morphing some lurkers there in a moment to be holding the ramp. And Muta's running in the main base of the Terran player. Lurker upgrade about to finish. Mutas looks like they're going to be hitting the engineering bay.
Hitting it.
+1, +2. Diving in on the couple Marines that have came to reinforce. These Mutas know that they are not enough, and he's taking down a couple more Marines. Just like killing the SCVs that are building supply depots, just like being really annoying. And vOddy is pushing across the map with a decent bioball force, but Lurker should be just about finishing for Zerg.
Why? Why did you send me there? This is the voice of the Overlord.
Zerg losing an Overlord. Gonna be supply blocked. We have one Firebat in the bottom right. We see Terran's base just beelining for the bottom. 3 Lurkers are finishing. That is definitely gonna be enough to hold that one ramp. In case, Turn can run around to the other side, but Bakuryu knows where he's at, so he can just move his lurkers if he needs to. The Link's coming up. What's our upgrades for the Zerg? Do we have Hive Tech yet? Oh, Marines just cutting off the drones, but everyone's diving in, so no drones fall, and the Marines are gonna fall.
Ooh, that's not bad.
With another attack coming down on the south.
Ooh, but the Lurkers are definitely going to be pushing them back. They cannot push up a ramp like that. Oh, sorry.
These two are really testing my observing skills.
So here is a great example of what a standard map holds. So Zerg's third base right there, he can hold his third base with 2 Lurkers on top of the ramp. That is what a standard map needs. And every Zerg versus Terran, Zerg needs to be able to hold a base with 2 Lurkers, a third base, a third gas. So you were asking, an hour ago about what standard maps include, or like what that even means. There's a lot of criteria that comes into play because of situations like this. If that bottom right base had a really massive ramp, the Marines could have just rolled over, and then Zerg couldn't have got a third gas, and the game would be over. Just little things,
I want to see more maps where the map makers
little
like
things, but
dance for
it's a
me.
major thing,
Yes.
All maps have that in it. All standard maps.
Maybe somebody should write a guide to standard maps. Freakling.
He
Probably
writes
would.
so many things.
He probably
I think he
has.
does. Yeah, I was gonna say he
It's
probably
like a
has.
chapter in his book.
He has like 4 different guides on it.
Oh,
and the Marines
oh.
just spreading on the Lurker, getting a great spread. The Zerg
That
is
was
not doing
really
that much
good
damage,
spread.
but this is was a really good trade for Terran. Does not lose any of his tanks. 2 tanks still standing.
I feel like it wasn't bad for both of them. Is that
He has
possible?
one medic per Marine in that army, so that is
Yeah.
a great.
Is it possible for something to be equally good for both opponents?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's
Ramp
kind
that
of
you
what
can
that
pull.
was.
That was my reading of it. It might sound stupid, but I was like, well, this isn't bad for both of them.
The thing about match point that's really weird is you can push tanks right into the natural like this and actually hit the hatchery, but we see vOddy's gonna lose more reinforcing army to a handful of lurkers and some marines. So his current pushing army is only 2 tanks, 5 marines, and 5 medics. Did push back that sunken. He also has he also has 1 wraith to get the high ground vision, and this is kind of bullshit, man. Who made this map? Like, why can you tank from your bottom like this?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of players like this aspect of it.
But like, you know, it's
I'm just making that up. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I would
Oh
say
my
it's
god.
not. And Lurker's just jumping on the army. vOddy looks like he's going down. Being pushed back. Bakuryu probably gonna throw down a 4th base here
Back
soon.
is
Definitely
back.
on hype tech, and he's got to be having defilers coming out soon, I think.
Oh, good call.
You see an engage possibly happen in the middle of the map here. 2 science vessels, handful of marines.
I love how
couple
persistent
medics.
vOddy is.
His
He's
medic,
just like,
his
I'm gonna
medic
send
count
more guys.
isn't high enough. These Zerlings definitely going to be pushing back this army, and the surround is great. The lurkers haven't burrowed. They are going to get units go down.
Ooh,
Is vOddy going to be able to get his 3rd base up, because he must be mining out of his main soon? And vOddy losing his whole army that was in the middle of the map, except the science vessels. But Bakuryu did lose probably about 6 or 7 lurkers. And we see Scourges finally coming into play to put some pressure to push all the vessels back. vOddy throwing down his 3rd expand.
So if vOddy had a 2nd expansion, I would say this game was looking better for him. That's my reading.
100%. But in this position, on this map, which, you know, this is an older map, so the 3rd close expansion is just a mineral only. And it's actually not as close as, you know, like circuit breakers or sulfid. So you really have quite a ways to defend. Yes, you only have to defend a small ramp in between, but the big ramp on top is really hard to hold, because you're fighting from a low ground position. If vOddy can hold, basically, vOddy's 3rd does not have a gas. So, I mean, he might not need a ton of gas, and his 3rd is actually being denied now by 2 Zerglings, and the Zerg just got crack upgrade. But, vOddy's gonna have a more marine heavy army than a science vessel heavy army, and it looks like we have a drop in the 12 o'clock position from vOddy. And 2 lurkers going to push, 3 lurkers going to push it back, getting loaded back up into the dropship, and looks like he's going to be pushing the front as well. Scourge is going to be taking the dropship down. 3 Marines moving back, no medic support now, and he's just going to push the front. He's going to take down the hatchery and run away, but if you're running up with many lurkers, many lurkers, just ripping through this arm.
So it seems like vOddy's sending out small groups of units and losing them, but I guess he doesn't want Zerg to have an opportunity to go on the offensive and basically
even though he
he
lost that army, he definitely denied the 4th base, the 4th gas, which is very crucial. If Zerg gets a 4th gas in this situation, Ultralisks will be very heavy. And since vOddy's 3rd does not have a gas, he probably does not want that to happen, because his vessel count will be low. We see Zerg actually taking the 6 o'clock position.
and this is where it just gets so hard for the Terran.
Yeah, it's really hard in this position. You know, Zerg pushing down from the high ground, easily getting off Dark Swarm, easily pushing in there. Is he gonna kill the command center? To screw the command center, I'm gonna push in and take the up ramp advantage. If he holds this high ground ramp, he can actually just push. He can keep vOddy's army from pushing up it. You know, with those lurkers there, vOddy cannot bring his army back to reinforce unless he goes all the way around. But that bunker is doing quite a bit of damage. vOddy pushed into the 12 o'clock position. You think Bakuryu is gonna push through to the natural and just wreck vOddy right now?
I don't think it matters if he takes out those smaller expansions.
This has got to be game. vOddy's losing too many SCVs. He's losing his natural. Bakuryu can.
I wish he had used these units to stop this advance, secured his third.
GG goes to vOddy, and vOddy absolutely feeling a little. I'm not sure. I was curious to see how this matchup was.
vOddy was really bodying it up.
Gonna go. vOddy is an extremely strong player, especially lately. It's been really
oh my
fun
god! I think
been
he
fun to
attacked
watch
like
his
30
games.
times. Really tested my observing skills.
Did you do the TQ logo the whole time?
No, the game was showing.
Okay.
Thank you for checking.
Okay, I'll double check next time too. But anyway, yeah. So like, Bakuryu and vOddy, when you said you were gonna play that show match, you know that didn't really have my money on anyone. I got a vote for my boy the Zerg, but vOddy is a very strong player coming up in the foreign scene right now. I mean, he's always been a strong player from what I remember, but especially lately, this Terran versus Zerg has been really strong. The last show match I saw, he play versus True Touch. They went 3-2, but yeah, interesting to see. Are you taking it up? Is it 2-0 right now in the Zerg's favor?
You tell me, baby.
That's what we're at. We're going into game 3 right now. Eclipse, and in the top right position, I have a black screen right now.
I believe vOddy won the first game, so it should be tied 1-1 right now.
Is it 1-1?
Yeah, on Fighting Spirit, vOddy made the advance on
Bigger
Bakuryu.
screen. Can't see. Okay, there we go. Alright, and in the bottom left, as a Zerg player fighting for LRM, we have Bakuryu. A nice gray color. And in the top right, as our black steel gray, awesome mechanical looking Terran, we have vOddy fighting for IRK. What do you think's gonna happen, gentlemen?
Anything can happen on Eclipse.
The vOddy going for an M-base supply depot.
Let's see, what is it, 1-1 right now?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. After watching the first two games, they seem fairly evenly matched, in my opinion.
I would agree with that assessment. And I like that assessment because it means I got my money worth a little bit.
Well, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, they may have, different MMRs, but, like I said, just from the first two games, it seems pretty balanced so far.
I think vOddy more consistently might hold S rank. Bakuryu might alternate between A and S rank. Speaking to Back, I think he faces the same problem that Artosis has complained about, and that is he sort of underestimates how, not so much about Protoss, but he basically overestimates his opponents and thinks they're going to be doing something, which would be the most logical, rational thing for them to do, given the race and like their builds, but they ended up doing something that surprises him, that doesn't quite make sense.
Like me every game I play.
So it's kind of like Artosis when he says, I don't understand what this B rank person is doing, and it throws him off and he's unable to win the game for that reason. but these two, I think, are kind of like evenly matched, as you were saying. And Bakuryu could probably hold his own against some S-rank players.
It's definitely a force to be reckoned with. I've watched the stream, and it's really refreshing to see players with, you know, less than 200 APM holding their own in this level. Means you don't have to completely spam all the time.
Well, he's a really nice guy, and so is vOddy. vOddy has actually gone out of his way to test maps for us and provide more than generous feedback, including to you, Minerals. So he might be one of the map testers that we pick to play on some of the maps in our contest. And he would vote and provide feedback.
I think he's a fine gentleman, and his gameplay is also very solid. Looking forward to this matchup for the last couple of days. And it looks like we're having about the same build coming from our Zerg player, the Hatch Muta, with the third Hatch in base.
Same
And
way from
the
our
current
Terran.
Zerg meta, yeah, current Zerg meta seems to be going a little more heavy towards the 3-hatch meta, or the 3-hatch play again. It was really heavy in the 2-hatch for a while, but 3-hatch, you know, get a lot of mutas out real quick. You can also either expand or just fence up real.
I like the second scout. I don't see this often.
So he had that SCV on a gather on the minerals in Eku's main base. So he actually was just able to just float right through the Zerglings and get another great scout off to see exactly what the tech is and exactly what's coming into play.
Because once the first scout is dead, sometimes the Zerg will put up new structures, I guess. Is that right?
I mean, he could either go Spire or Lurkers, you know. He could have had a Hydra done in his base the whole time. But he sees that there's not. Spire is going down. He did not scout the Spire, but probably assumes it. Last one coming in for the Terran, Academy about to finish. Stim coming up right after that. And both players sitting pretty comfortable in their comfort zones right now. Curious to see who's going to be poking at each other when and where. We see 3 additional barracks coming up for vOddy. And again, we're going to come to the Muta play. Who's going to dominate where? Is vOddy going to be able to defend? Find out on the next Showmatch series of Team Quick.
Thank you, that's awesome.
Sorry, they're like having drinks in my living room if you hear people screaming and yelling.
Imagine us telling normal people what we do. You do what?
Yeah.
Asked what?
What?
You mean StarCraft?
Well,
oh my god, I remember that game.
There's an awesome community if you can provide and try at whatever. I have a good time. I'm enjoying it. And we see vOddy moving across the map with just 2 medics and about 10 Marines again, moving across with a smaller army. Curious to see what his Zerg's mutas are going to come into play. Is he only going to build a couple this time, or is he going to go straight muta heavy? It's like we have 8 or 9 mutas coming into play. He's running across the map. He sees where the Marines are at. Some reinforcements coming up with just 1 additional medic. And Bakuryu's looking to throw down his 3rd hatchery. Comfortably be expanding behind his mutas. Probably feels comfortable with the 3 or 4 sunkens he has in his natural, and just going to be pushing into the Terran main. Turrets are just finishing. Has a couple Marines or a couple Zerglings in to support this, but the turret or the Mutalisks are just diving right in the SCV line, and vOddy's units are just diving right into 5 really well placed Sunkens, and I think vOddy's going to be defended, and looks like he's going to lose a lot of SCVs. So many SCVs going down. He's right on the production of the Terran, Zerg absolutely defends vOddy's small army that came to attack, and without micro, these mutas are just wrecking vOddy. GG is called.
Okay.
A quick, simple, painless game comes to
You
the
know what?
advantage of their third player.
I see a pattern here, and I'll tell you what that pattern is. vOddy is intentionally picking the color black, and I never really cared before because I wasn't observing and streaming. But now I can't really see shit when somebody picks black, and I'm gonna think twice before featuring him in a show match because
I mean,
I'm joking, of course, but it's really hard to follow black in the mini map, and I'm wearing my glasses too. Come on,
see,
man.
I didn't see him.
2020. I didn't even see him there.
I didn't see him attack there until all his units were already dead.
Let's hope he's not black this game.
I think some players actually choose black. I think for that reason, but you know,
As a player,
in a game,
though, you press
in
what
a game
alts?
in a game you can shift click and easily
Shift
change it
click.
out. And we're coming into game 4. Back
Game
to
4.
2-1.
2-1.
Reap the storm.
Game 4.
Reap the storm.
Get away, boys.
See,
And
I think
in the
right-
bottom
Go ahead,
of
man.
our yellow clan, we have vOddy representing IRK clan in game number 4. And in the top right, as our blue Zerg, in Le Azul, we have Le Bakuryu
These are great colors.
fighting for LRM. Any predictions? What do you think we're going to see?
I would really like to see like an 8 racks proxy. They both essentially went the same builds 3 games in a row, right?
Bet $5 that we're going to see 3-hatch Muta with 3rd hatch in the base, but slightly hidden to the left, possibly to the right. And it's like vOddy's going out for a quick SEV scout. Going for a fast expand here from our Terrans, so switching up a little bit this game. Zerg will be scouting this with his first scout. Happy for him. Excuse me, I gotta use the little Jim Rayner's room.
Now you see this block right here that vOddy's doing. This is typically what your Terran players will do on a map where they have this kind of choke point. They'll put a depot on either side and they'll put their barracks slightly back like this. And that is a perfect lane wall. But what they'll do is they'll make their barracks first and then the depot, and they'll rush with it. And if the rush fails, they've still got that perfect block there to take their expansion. And all you need essentially is 1 Marine and some SCVs to hold off whatever attack Zerg throws at you for a counter. I imagine builds like that are more common in ranked games, where people is, meeting an opponent for the first time, maybe the only time all day, and they're trying to get a win, quick win.
I'm really enjoying this StarCraft music.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. StarCraft music never seems to get old. We've played this game for 20 years, 15 years, however long you've been playing, and I think at one point in time I cut the StarCraft music off so I could listen to, what was it, Napster, when it came out or something like that,
Right.
You could download music for free.
Huzzah was the next one. Something like that.
Yeah. I thought there's one other one too. Someone in our chat can remember what it was called. There's Napster, Kazaa, and there's something else that was real popular for a while. After LimeWire, very good. Yeah. See, our Terran here is going for the fast +1 again.
What do you think about this creep colony? Was it necessary?
I mean, because he's not able to actually get a scout off to see if the Terran player maybe went for a factory or a fast wraith or something like that, for like a vulture rush. Yeah. He's not going to be able to essentially get another scout off either.
Alright, at the 5-minute mark, 3 more barracks. Is that the plural of barracks? 4 more being put down.
And here we are with our Terran player with his fast expand, feeling nice and safe. Do we see a third hatch? We have a third hatch from our Zerg player. And again, I want to say it's really refreshing to see a high-level Zerg player playing with currently 115 APM 6 minutes into the game.
Now, as Terran, sometimes, as any race, you want to fake like you're attacking to force your opponent to make defensive structures or units. But he might be worried that... vOddy might be worried that Back has a bunch of Zerglings and might kill his units.
And vOddy actually lifting and taking his 5th racks out of his wall, feeling that he safely got his expansion up and his Marines can easily defend. Spire about to finish 4 Zerg scouting around the map, looking for some possible proxies or, never know, another base. +1 about to finish 4 Terran. Range just finishing. Stim probably likely already done, and vOddy is pushing across the map. What kind of defenses does Zerg have? Muta should be coming up and popping here soon. vOddy looking like he might, is he gonna push for a third, or he's probably gonna scan to see if a third's there? And see again, 8 Mutas popping for Bakuryu with a third base pop coming up in the opposing main. And Bakuryu's Mutalisks are picking off the reinforcements of vOddy. Good game since they're, or just, lucky that he jumped into that, but he took down 5, 6, 7 Marines at least right there, and a medic. vOddy pulling his units back, doesn't want to push with the small army this time, figuring out that that didn't work last time. Not many turrets in the main for vOddy. Mutas are doing, considerable amount of damage. Turret looks like it might go down, and it does not. But he so far has picked off at least 12 Marines for, 1 or 2 Mutas. We see the Zerg is sitting comfortably behind 5 Sunkens. Third base is finished. And Mutas are just picking off more Marines here and there. Some really good control with the Mutas and just getting a lot of vision bouncing back and forth. And the Marines can't really do anything against this. And again, the Mutas just, happens to be jumping on another medic. Medics are crucial. He has 2 medics with about 20 Marines here. And vOddy must have scouted the third base of Zerg because he's trying to make his way there. And Zerg, again, just picking off the reinforcements.
Yeah, I thought he was encircling the mutas to take him out, but he was actually attacking that third.
So third base, will it be defended with any lurker or lurker eggs? Lurker's probably not out yet. We see lurkers just starting in the natural. Zerg's third base definitely going to go down, but we have eight lurkers about to finish for Zerg, and he might push across the map with them, and he still has only lost 1 or 2 mutalists. So he has considerable map control and could get a nice contain with this. For a moment. And an engage is going to be happening in the middle of the map. The Zerglings and the Lurkers are split, but the Zerglings and Mutas decide to jump on the Marines, and it takes half of the army down. It does jump back. 5 or 6 Lurkers are sitting burrowed, and it takes out the first half of vOddy's army.
Oh, if he can see this going, he can pick a couple of them off. Nope.
Oh, these Lurkers, getting so much damage there.
Oh, back to 2 medics again with this big Marine army.
When did you go buddy on site? Cheese? Cheese? Yeah. Great. And we see the Marines pushing across the map here, pushing out again for vOddy with 1 tank. Considerable amount of Marines, but only with 2 medics.
Push it good. Oh my god, he's just gonna dive in.
Ooh.
So many minutes.
Oh, man.
Let's
And
go.
it looks like the Zerg is really getting looking to flank this army and just diving. Oh, man, losing 8 Marines there. The tanks do push the Lurkers back, but that was a great little snipe there. Little poke from the Zerg player. There's some Lurkers on top of the ramp here. Science Vessel does see this, but only having 1 vessel, 2 tanks with to support this bio army. Not sure that's going to be enough. Tech likely finishing here soon for Bakuryu, and probably having upgrades. Not sure what the upgrade count is here for our players. Probably 2-0, I'd say. Oh, what? Okay, we got 1-1 for the bio, and an engage coming down here. Lurkers dropping down. Siege tanks are pretty vulnerable in the flank coming up from behind. The Lurkers dropping down, gonna take down so many Marines here, jumping on this army. The Zerglings are just flanking and wrecking this game. Seems to be a little blue heavy, but vOddy has a considerable amount of units still in his rally, moving back, losing his last vessel, but again, there's another little army with 2 vessels, a tank, a couple medics, and some Marines. I think Bakuryu might just like run over this, and his hype tech must be finishing soon. DePalio's got to be coming up right behind this soon. Third base finish for the Zerg. 4th base about to go down. Terran looking to get his 3rd. Looks like Terran or Zerg's actually double expanding, getting the 4th and 5th base. Scourge going down. A couple, and we're gonna see a big flank here from Zerg. Is vOddy gonna be able to defend this? It's only a couple lurkers and just a handful of Zerglings. Looks like he's gonna be able to hold this off here. And map position or map dominance is not in anyone's favor right now. I mean, Zerg is mostly going heavy economical right now with the double expansion. Looks like he canceled the fifth expand in the bottom right. And Terran running it through the map.
Getting the Defiler.
Good reaction. Got
And
2
the
storms down before it died.
Ooh. Again, in this game, we see vOddy just running around with like really small forces. How many barracks is he pumping off of right now? About like 6 or 7? Right, we got 7th rack's about to finish. +2, so vOddy should be up to about 2-1 right now. His second rally of units about to be coming across the map, and we see 2 dropships coming into play. So these drops really could be doing some damage as he's hitting a different position on the map.
This is going to be a
And
great play to
dropship.
vOddy. As long as he doesn't lose his force.
Small engagement going on, a swarm coming up. Zerglings are jumping on the Marines. Marines should be able to hold off against this. Medics are separated from the Marines. Marines looks like they're going to go down, and that's 5 more medics being lost. So any dominance that vOddy had in the center of the map has been lost. It's just some medics and science vessels, but 2 dropships, 2 loaded dropships are going to be dropping on this 4th base of Bakuryu, and likely that's going to go down. Center medics and science vessels meeting up with the medics, so you lose those medics, but this base is definitely going to go down. Going to lose his 4th gas, which can be really crucial with
Oh, he missed a scan.
Ultras. Oh, so he's going to save his hatchery. Even without a knight at... Oh,
Oh,
wait.
get the scan off. He doesn't have a scan available. Yeah, he's got 1. Okay. And the vessels come in. Okay. And vOddy's got these 2 other bases coming up and mining out now.
So Zerg sitting at 3 bases, Terran comfortably sitting at 3 bases. 4th base just getting heavily saturated.
Ooh.
And
Plague-oo.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like the Spanish
man.
version.
we have a one medic and 1 Marine being dropped in the main. We have Jim Raynor with gonna go down. Focus firing a drone, swiftly stimming the Marine, running, going for the drone. Is he gonna get it? He gets 1 drone with Zerglings popping.
Yeah.
Medics separating, easily going down. Jim Raynor dies. Oops.
No, his glory.
Another drop ship coming in at 12
Yes,
o'clock.
died.
This one doesn't look like it's going to be too eventful, though. Shut down pretty quick.
Dropship was like, here? Are you sure?
Moving to the
And
natural,
the
getting
Scourge.
taken off. Scouting the 4th base of the Terran. What do you think's ahead right now? I think, obviously Terran's ahead, but do you think that Zerg is heavily behind it all? I mean, his tech's heavy.
Not sure why I'm seeing not enough energy message pop up.
Yeah, sometimes
that
it depends on which
they're out of
player
energy.
you're controlling. Hit your 1, 2, 3 keys. See if you can
Yeah,
select any units.
you'll see their hotkeys. Anyway, vOddy losing his army in the middle of the map, so nothing extremely dominant right now. We see Ultras on the field, +5 attack or armor should be about finished if it's not. What's our upgrade status at? We have six science vessels.
That's only 20%.
That's 20%.
Oh, this Ultra is gonna really do some damage in this SCV line with a radiate on it. Watch this bottom. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, okay. Oh no, don't do that. Oh.
You see, the irradiate finished and he irradiated it again, and it's just taking more SCVs down. This Ultra is fucking doing a lot of damage. Other Ultras getting irradiated. Dude, that Ultra is a VIP in this game. That with like 20 kills. Bakuryu's 4th base going down. Should be looking to expand in the bottom right since it hasn't been scouted yet, but
base is going down.
So many Ultralists coming into the map. So many Ultras in the map, but vOddy's bases are getting shut down. He's not really mining very much. His natural's mined out. His 3rd and his 4th is not mining right now. He is pushing into Bakuryu's 3rd, but these couple Ultras and a couple Sunkens look like they're going to be able to push it back, all right, at least a little bit. Maybe
Got
see what happens.
+5 armor now.
The valley's coming up, more Ultras coming to reinforce. And at this point, but vOddy has no money. He's not mining. His SCVs are going back to his base to mine. He's so broke. He can't reinforce his army. 2 battle cruisers coming onto the field, but he does have minerals. He does have money. He does have an army. vOddy's science vessels just irradiating everything on the map, and these super Ultralists that are irradiated are just gonna take out more SCVs. And the battle cruisers in the Zerg's main. All of the SCVs couldn't wrecked. These super Ultras are just doing so much damage. I think it was a terrible idea to irradiate them. BCs in the Zerg main doing so much damage. They haven't been shut down yet. Zerg just sending more units across the map, but these science vessels are still here and are still hefty and can do damage. Just some Hydras pushing, poking out the BCs. Kind of a silly game going on there. I can't say that anyone's gonna just like overthrow anyone right now. vOddy is not mining minerals. His economy is absolutely wrecked at this moment, but no one's getting rolled yet. See 3 o'clock getting hit by a handful of Marines and a medic. Gonna be canceled. Bakuryu also expanding to the top left again. vOddy's natural just about mined out. His 3rd base getting poked by an Ultralist in a bunker. Is that Ultra gonna take that bunker out and all of the Marines? Find out on the next episode of
Brood War.
And these BCs still doing damage, just taking out the mineral lineup here, getting pushed back by a couple mutas. Not exactly gonna kill them, but damage being done. This is a brawl right here, back and forth, just straight socking each other in the nose and kicking each other in the balls. Are these BCs gonna be able to take out this hatchery?
I mean, they came at a really good time when Back invested all his gas into Ultras. So he's unable to make scrouch.
vOddy has so much gas, he should just be massing ghosts. And Bakuryu
let's see a nuke come off.
And with the Hydro Mass, I think that's a great switch. That's a great way to just pass the game. 4th base, again, going down. vOddy denying the 4th. I think. Maybe. Really do it. Takes down a vessel. Focusing the hatchery, and the hatchery goes down, and the super Ultras are just jumping on the Marines, irradiating everything. One-hit wonders. vOddy, again, sitting comfortable. 4th base getting saturated. 5th base going down for the Terran player. How are we feeling this game, guys? I don't know if any scales are being tipped at this point. I
I
mean,
don't know.
Zerg looks
Terran though.
yeah, Terran looks hefty, but Zerg is definitely not anywhere out of the picture yet. I mean, he's actually is Zerg mined out?
Oh, he's losing this force. He does not need to lose. Ouch.
And body running around with small armies everywhere, just getting taken out left and right. I think that's the only reason the Zerg might be in the game. He's trying to reinforce his armies together, but little squads getting taken out, and it's been really great play there by the Zerg if all his pickoffs are intentional. Looks like we see, is that a dropship going to the top at the 12? From the Zerg, from the left, a little bit.
No, that's a little marine ball, which would be perfect
Oh,
to
okay.
use D matrix and go. That's exactly what he's doing.
Easily gonna run through this. Zerg's army is out of place.
Oh.
He's focusing down the hatchery. Hatchery going down, but the Zerg easily defending it. Terran's army is small. Supplies are getting closer. But Zerg doesn't have a mining base right now. And Terran has 2. Yeah, 3.
He's just not using one of them. He's having a hard time defending them because he keeps sending his units out. And then when he goes to reinforce that force, the reinforcements get picked off, like right here. Oof, oof, oof. Oh, okay, he traded much better there so far. Oh, man. I think Terran's going to take this. Look at that one Ultra.
Yeah, I think Terran's
That one
got this.
Ultra, man. Golly.
This is an awesome counter by Back. He has no mining
Yeah,
expansion.
this is the straight slug match right here. These guys just straight slapping each other all over the place. Bakuryu is still not mining, but denying the Terran his 5th base. Terran's still mining from 2 bases. Takes the Ultra down. Awesome play there from the Zerg. Letting the Marines go down, and he actually probably can push this back if he wanted to, but he's also denying the 5th base with just a couple Zerglings. Bakuryu, his 3rd expand about to be finished again. He has a lot of units on the map. He spent all of his money, and he's all or nothing right now. He's going to be able to take out this Bioforce because it is all plagued and a bunch of science vessels jumping in here to irradiate everything.
So many Zerglings.
Yeah, so many Zerglings,
No
just 2
supporting units.
rats.
I just fire batted up, man.
I mean, who needs fire bats when you have SCVs
Look at
and a
that
medic?
SCV wall.
No, they say
These
SCVs
are
are the
3/3
strongest
Zerglings, though.
units.
There's a couple fire
Should've
bats
got-
coming out.
Could have got the armor upgrade for the SCVs. He might have been able to take it there, but we see science vessels moving into
The 2
Zerg's base, looking
bunkers.
for an eraser trick.
I'm surprised Zerg hasn't tapped out at this point.
Oh, he got his 4th base back up, but now it's the 3rd, I guess. And he's about to pick off all these vessels. Oof. He's down to 1 vessel now. Oh, he needs to repair his bunker at his 3rd.
Could he have defense matrix them and been okay?
God, Terran is only mining from
His
1 base right
vessels?
now, and so is Zerg.
Yes. You can defense matrix a different vessel. Like you can't, the science vessel can't D-matrix itself, but it can D-matrix the other vessel that's about to be attacked. Sometimes you'll see, like right there with the vessels running away, that was irradiated. Sometimes you can use D-matrix on that, and depending on the angles of the scourges, the irradiate will actually sometimes kill the lagging scourges. Either that or you end up wasting 6 Scourge on one vessel. Oh, he's losing a lot of vessels.
And who do
But I
you think
don't
is
think
ahead right? I mean,
advantage.
obviously Terran is so ahead right now, but I love that just every fight that Zerg has, he's pushing him back. But I think, as Tasteless would say, the straw on the camel's back has been broken. Is that what he says?
And that drone count is gone.
Oh my god.
GG.
Back tapping out. GG.
So that's the type of game we all live for, right?
I love me some StarCraft.
Shout out to Herbmon. Hey man, join the cast session. We got an open cast invite. Join our Discord and jump into the open cast voice channel. Oh, that game was intense.
That was such a slugfest, that game. I thought that Zerg was going to overthrow soon, but then suddenly Terran had 3 bases mine, and Zerg had none. It's funny how that happens in this game.
BBC is fun. I think I can kind of get why that's heralded as the best matchup. Alright, so what's the score?
2-1.
I think they're tied up. It's 2-2, isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
it's
2.
2-2.
It's
Yeah.
2-2.
Bakuryu took the first 2. vOddy is coming back with the reverse sweep. We're going into game 5 for the tiebreaker in this best of 5 series. We are playing on the map Circuit Breakers.
What's the game name?
The game name is TQ. And it might be private. Shout out to Herbmon.
All of us are also casting off the Discord.
I think the password's TQ as well.
Oh, okay. They're just doing it off the Discord. Sorry.
You can join the game if you like, or you could just use the screen share. I'm trying to test out that system for the future tournament we have.
Screen share is real nice. So we all think.
I'll do a screen share. Thanks for having me on. I'll stick around just for this game. I was about to head off to go to somewhere else, but
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great, man.
I think this is the last game, anyways, isn't it?
hey,
It's 2-2. Yeah, this is the
This is
tiebreaker.
the last game in our tiebreaker between vOddy and Bakuryu. The score was up. Bakuryu was up 2-0. vOddy came back with a 2-2 tie advantage, and here we are. We're on the most standard map of standards, the Circuit Breakers, and in the top left as our light blue Zerg, we have Bakuryu now. And in the top right, as our steely tan Terran, we got IRK vOddy. This show match series has definitely been quite the slugfest. Any predictions?
Bakuryu is a very standard player, so I don't really fear any type of like crazy variations coming out of him. If anything, he might just do like some sort of like 9 muta pop hybrid lurker style.
Out of like 3 hatch, like 3rd hatch in base,
Mm-hmm.
as we've seen the past 4 games.
Yeah.
But, it proves to work.
Oh
If it ain't
yeah.
broke- If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I still want to see Infested Terran, but what I'm going to get instead is mutas.
Yes.
Absolutely, my friend. In the front row seat, you'll see some awesome Muta action. But are we going to see vOddy going into tech plays? Are you going to take a fast expand this game? Expanded, did a fast expand last game, but before that, chose not to. So I'm curious to see. Haven't seen any tech come from him, and I remember him using a lot of Goliath tanks versus True Touch in the last series about a month ago.
Ooh, body versus True Touch.
Yeah, he went. I don't remember. It went. I think it went 3-2. Possibly vOddy's favor. Honestly, I don't remember. I think it was vOddy, but it was pretty epic. It was on the newer map, Blindside from SDPL.
Yeah,
Okay.
True Touch is it's really fun to watch him because that guy implements a lot of aggressive Zerg strategies and ZVT. So I'm more than likely you probably seen like a 2-hatch lurker press at the natural.
Right. Yeah, and you're a Zerg player, right?
Yeah.
So, and like, what do you think of like the current meta? I feel like what I've observed,
Ooh.
I haven't played a lot, but in the current meta has been mostly 3-hatch, right?
So
It was
over
2-hatch mostly last ASL season, but 3-hatch seems to be coming back pretty heavy. I see.
So, I mean, with the shift in tide of meta comes like not new builds, but previously efficient builds. So, at one point in time, the +1/5 racks was like the Terran go-to.
Mhm.
But then it seemed like a lot of Terrans, then it went to like that 1/1/1. And then the 3-hatch Muta got countered by the 1/1/1. So Hero or Zero, one of the two Korean Zergs, would always go 2-hatch Muta and showed really good results with the 2-hatch Muta. And that's the transition happened to 2-hatch Muta recently. And then
Right.
as of right now, I've been kind of in and out of the StarCraft Pro scene, so I don't really know what's current, but I mean,
It seems that 3-hatch is making a strong comeback, and
yeah.
it's fun to see in ZVT lately. It's either like 5 racks 3-hatch or like 2-hatch, like super aggressive in like maybe like 2 or 3 racks, just trying to go in a field with smaller armies.
Yeah,
It's kind of back and forth, and it's interesting to see like the old meta versus the new meta, and like people are playing older builds versus newer builds now, and like, well, they work. It's kind of like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Boxer lifted a bunch of barracks. We can probably still do that. We can figure it out.
Yeah. Oh man.
I love how vOddy scouts with a second SCV. I mean, why not? It's just 50 minerals.
And in my opinion, I think that's kind of that kind of scout kind of differs newbie or like older, or like not older, but kind of newer players versus experienced veterans. That second scout was a gather scout from SCV from his main, because he knew his first scout was gonna die. So you can just like run through the wall of Zerglings and see what's going on. And here we see exactly what's going on the last 4 games. Both players are playing extremely standard, coming at you with their standard builds to see who's got the best control. vOddy has had a hard time with his smaller armies moving across the map the last few games. There's reinforcement armies have just been getting wrecked by Bakuryu. His game sense is just like on point. He's just like always sending his rally points seem to be right where the reinforcements are going to be every time. Curious to see what we're going to have this time, but we see vOddy's not really like walling in extremely defensive as he has been in his natural. +1 in stim has begun. The Spire is halfway done.
So I wonder if vOddy's going to go for the +1/5. Yep, +1/5 racks is what he's going for. You just drop the 5th one. Because if you delay the 5th, you can get a faster factory. So typically if people see, like if vOddy was to scan Bakuryu right now and see that he was going lurker, he'd cancel the 5th to get that siege tank out faster.
Mm-hmm.
So fun fact about variations.
I think we've seen the same build all 5 games of the series.
Yeah,
here we are. We're in 2-2, so it's a tiebreaker. Then a slap fest. Who's gonna slap each other harder?
Oh yeah, Bakuryu used to be an old coach of mine, so.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, he. That's why when I say like he's not going to stray from the different, or from the same, I mean it. Like this guy is textbook to the T.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his Hydra Den is halfway done. He's not putting on the first aggression with the mutas this time. Looks like he's, waiting for these Marines. Probably going to jump on them. Curious on the trade of the Marine to mutas. But mutas just diving into the Terran main again.
Haha! I called it, the 9 muta. Yep, he's doing the hybrid.
Yeah.
So the hybrid is you don't go to 11 Muta, you just stick with the 9 and then get the faster lurk.
The Muta's taking out the dancing SEVs. What's wrong with the dancing SEVs, man? Leave them alone. Also jumping on the mineral line, gonna take out more SEVs. 5, 6, 6, 7 go down. 8, and a Marine. 2 Marines, 3 Marines, 4, 5. And getting it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Suiciding the Mutas. That's not what he wanted.
It was that was great aggression coming up from Bakuryu, being able to snipe up the SCVs and scoot and shoot all the way basically to the natural, but just losing all those mutas, you did not want that.
Yeah, you know that I don't think that was an intentional suicide, but
No.
is he gonna be able to fend off the upcoming attack from the Terran now, since he lost his initial muta army? He's gonna be making lurkers soon. Do we have a factory yet from Terran?
Probably not.
+1 armor is probably about halfway done for Terran. Body's been pretty on top of his upgrades. Range is finished. And Zergling's just kind of moving around, seeing exactly where the armies are. And reinforcements coming out to the middle of the map to meet Body's army. But he doesn't have tons of mutas to take out the reinforcements this time.
Nope.
Mutas coming onto the map. He's diving right on the reinforcements. He's just knows that they're coming. Some Gosu sense there. Body has scanned and is diving into the third base of the Zerg. And again, the reinforcements going down.
All right, so it looks like the Marines from Body are finally making it to the third of the Zerg, focusing down the drones first to make sure that he's not able to reproduce after killing off the hatchery. And this is a really bad spot for the Zerg player. Zerg player main goal is to just distract Terran until they can get that third base up with the lurkers.
Right, but his lurkers, since his lurkers weren't on the ramp, he didn't instantly send his hydras to the ramp because he was contained with the Marines before.
Yep.
The lurkers weren't there, so he lost the third. So that's gonna be kind of detrimental to this game.
Ooh!
2 lurkers getting sniped from the Marines, pulling back, and some good trade there from Body. Also getting the hatchery, remember? So, second reinforcement army coming from Body, gonna be pushing on the natural potentially. You see +1 armor coming up from Zerg.
So there's 2 ways Zerg can go about this now. So losing the third, okay, he's actually reestablished the third, so that's the route he's going. But if you wanted to go another route, you could stay on the 2 base, throw down the double defiler, and then get your defiler upgrades out super quick, and then do massive amounts of pressure to the natural. Vody going in for the engagement, able to snipe off 1 lurker, so that's actually icing on the top.
He has 3 lurkers there, which is enough to defend now. We see Vody throwing down his third again. Not many mutas coming back into play. Haven't seen a ton of Scourge coming out. But, again, vessels are not here yet. Haven't seen any tanks on the field yet. Amazing. What a great flank there from the third player. Is in all of his units. Just 2 lurkers, a handful of mutas and Zerglings. That was a great trade.
You want to know a fun fact? So to be able to engage efficiently with Lurker Ling, like if Marines are unnoticed and they're not controlled, and Lurks and Lings attack simultaneously, the Marines will autofocus Lings over Lurker priority.
Right. And then you can get the surround.
Yep, and that's exactly what Bakuryu was able to do.
To get the surround. And it's a really interesting battle there, because it's like, do you drop your lurkers now, or do you wait like 1 second?
Exactly.
Do you wait 2 seconds when they're pushing back, when they just noticed and they're pushing back, like so, and like how good of a surround you get. So it's a really beautiful matchup.
Yeah.
Just jump on top of each other like this. And again,
go ahead.
we see Body's army only has 2 medics with it, losing a couple Marines to just 2 lurkers. Looks like he might want to jump on it, but he doesn't have a lot of lurkers to support this. Maybe he just wants to take down the tank. Tank is definitely easily defended in the back. tank is the key right now. He needs to
Really?
keep that alive. Single tank getting sieged, flexing those muscles. Yes, sir.
So typically for the Terran, they'll SKT Terran, we got the +1 racks, double science facility, or so not science facility, starport going. So we're going to be seeing science vessels in mass production. A lot of Terrans I've noticed just tend to not even try to get a third until they do like massive amounts of damage.
Look, Bakuryu just jumping on the reinforcements
Ooh.
again, man. These little critical hits are getting a lot of damage in these games. Sorry.
No, it's a good catch. That's super hard to do, even though it seems very like minor. To be able to macro cycle all your hatcheries while getting all the drones where they need to be.
He lost like 2 lurkers for like 8 marines and a medic right there. Like
Yeah.
that's a great dive.
And most importantly, it's buying him time.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets that dark swarm out, it's going to be a lot harder.
Like you're saying, it's all about distracting. You're just trying to buy time, and we're 13 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Defilers are in.
Yeah.
Consume should just about be finished. Heavy lurkers coming onto the map, and vOddy only has 1 tank with his little army again. And I don't want to say anything about vOddy being little because I know he's such a strong player, but I wish he had like a massive bio ball right now. His reinforcements just are not able to meet up with his. And Bakuryu is jumping on his reinforcements again, just kind of poking and playing. I love this like back and forth.
It's beautiful. He's doing a great job.
2 science vessels with the army. Haven't seen many Scourge coming into play, but yeah, those lurkers just barely getting by there.
Yeah, right. Imagine being that last lurker, like, whoa.
vOddy throwing down his 3rd expansion at the mineral only, looking to get the 4th at the 3 o'clock. And some pressure down at Bakuryu's 3rd, but what does he have at the top of the ramp? Probably Swarm coming up soon. Hopefully Nidus. Nidus should be coming into play. But I don't know if he's going to be able to push. Is he going to be able to get one of those vessels with these 2 Scourge? I don't know. But he only has 1 tank to push this. He's got a Defiler. He's easily going to be able to hold this off. Scourge kind of getting suicided. Kind of scrappy, little Missy Elliott going on here. But it's worth it. Let me hang down, flip it, and reverse it. He gets a couple lurkers. And doesn't really take much damage on his army, but the Dark Swarm will be able to push off the Marines on that tiny
like Back
map.
is like pulling a lot of smooth moves that I'm not able to recognize. Pick off a lot of units with a few units, sort of jump in and out of battles without losing all his units.
Yeah, the trades have been like really detrimental. If these small trades wouldn't have. If these small trades wouldn't happen, vOddy would be running around the map with like 10 medics and 50 marines and a couple tanks right now. But 3rd player has really good game sense. He's kind of poking at the mineral only, seeing that the mineral only is up and running, and looks like we might have a mech transition coming into play from vOddy with a handful of speed vultures. Yeah, oh yeah, we got 6 factories coming in from vOddy. And his 3rd and his 4th is fully mining right now. Zerg hasn't got his 4th up mining yet, but his 3rd is up and going with 3 hatcheries in it. So Zerg's probably sitting on what, 9 hatches not right now. 4th natural going up, 4th base. And these vultures are about to be throwing mines all over the map. See barracks floating everywhere, just getting great vision on the map. vOddy's putting on some pressure on Bakuryu. Do you think that he's gonna have enough to hold this off with his Defilers? Or the Ultra?
I was worried he's gonna lose all his vultures there.
Yeah, right.
Is that what you were looking for? Yeah? The mine just blowing up in the middle and taking them all out? He did lose a few though.
I'm waiting for that to happen on the Bio Army. I mean, I'm not rooting for Zerg or anything, but I like the color blue a lot. And we see vOddy has a really nice bio army moving across the map, and that's soon to be followed with a Goliath and Vulture force. You got a decent amount of science vessels. He's going to be placing mines everywhere, so even when the Ultras do come up, they're going to be taking damage left and right. About, you know, who do you think's ahead right now? Aaron, probably.
Oh, Terran by a margin.
Yeah.
So the map control is now able to. Well, okay, actually, no. Big engagement going down at 4. The Dark Swarms are being able to provide a little bit of
Big
cover
plague.
for the lurkers,
Big
but
plague.
there's
Huge
nothing
plague
left.
there. There's no units.
Yeah,
Plague, but no units. Where are the drones?
right. Fire Bat should make quick work of that. And it looks like this base is actually, unfortunately, actually, is it going to stay? Oh, this link part!
Are they gonna get out of this?
Oh, this irradiated unit's actually going to run through all the units that were playing
Oh
and just kill them
my
instantly.
God.
This is so scrappy.
That's a slugfest. Look, and all these medics are healing everything, but there's no units to heal. The Marines are away from the medics. Last Marine goes down, and there's just what? One fire bat? One medic?
One fire bat that they haven't found yet.
Call him a corporal, I call him a master. And then we see a bunch of speed vultures going to the 12 o'clock position. Looks like Body's definitely taking position of this map and just throwing mines everywhere. Holy shit, looks like what's going on here? We got a lot of Zerglings, but we also have a lot of Goliaths, and if I've seen a few games myself, Goliaths and Vultures really just absolutely run over Zerglings.
So now this is where the Zerg army is able to be back on the map.
Oh, the huge mine takes out like 12 Zerglings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want to rip out my hair just watching that. But after the double expand from the Terran, he, showed his hand that he was going to go for the mech. But what's most important to keep notice is the bottom right side of the map. He was able to take that expansion. He's going to start throwing down factories. If he's able to secure that and able to get about a factory and a half production going, then he's going to be able to hold it. And the longer the game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Bakuryu, because now he's got to try to secure half the map as opposed to just swarming in with the 4 gas ultra timing.
And these vultures really just going to do a lot of damage with these mines here.
Oh my god, that Ultralist got hit by 7 mines and didn't die. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Losing that hatchery in that camp, so that's sad.
I mean, some plagues would be nice, but some nice dark swarms pushing the army back. Is Zerg going to be able to get a fifth base up though? Terran is just expanding. Soon to probably have PCs on the map, but we see some plagues. Hey, goo!
What are the upgrades for Terran right now?
2.
Right, 2. Yeah, once that gets to 3, it's those ultras become Zerglings. So for right now, if you're a Zerg player, you're probably wondering, what do you do to be able to fight this? The best thing is to go crazy Zerg, send Zerglings and ultras all around the map, because mobility is your best friend. But inevitably, that's going to not provide to be efficient. So we might be seeing some queens inevitably. So we might be able to see that infested Terran if Bakuryu gets a chance.
Probably get the chance when Terran just owns half of the map and is just throwing units everywhere, pumping units out of his base left and right, hitting 2 positions.
Yeah.
There's mines everywhere, and it looks like VOddy is just gonna take the series.
Yeah. I honestly thought there was going to be a defiler there, but yeah, this mech army is doing a great job.
Yeah, VOddy's.
Hey!
Look at there is the
How did that happen so fast?
There's the queen saves the 4th base, and that base might be crucial. Looks like he might be taking a 5th at the bottom mineral only. Now back here, it looks like he's pushing with a couple Broodlings and Zerglings. I have never seen anybody do that.
That fast?
So vOddy right now is acting like a bio-Terran with his mech, and you're about to see why that's not a good idea.
But look, yeah, I mean, Zerg just doesn't look like he's in a very stressful position right now. I mean, vOddy's army isn't all over the map anymore. Where did it go? The Queen's just absolutely decimated it, and a couple swarms and some Zerglings are taking it out, and an Ultralist and some Zerglings are denying the 5th, or what is that, the 6th base of vOddy? Bottom right corner is getting a little pressure on it. Bakuryu's fighting back, and he gets the 5th base of which is a mineral only, so he'll be able to make many Zerglings.
Whoa. Man, this is such a good game right now.
Yeah, I gotta hook these two up to play more show matches. They're actually really good.
Yeah, this is such a scrappy battle. You know, the first 2 games, Bakuryu just like absolutely ran. I mean, he didn't absolutely run over him, but he won for sure. And I was concerned it was going to be a quick 3-0. And here we are in Game 5. And it's cold. We see some tanks moving across the map.
What's Bakuru's upgrades right now?
It's got to be like what, 2-3?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So he's got the 5-2 Ultralists. You know, it'd be really interesting to see some drop action in the Terran play. Late game in ZVT like this, some really small drops can really do some heavy damage. But we see most of the actions going to the southern part of the map. Both players just like trying to get their expansions and economy down. You see Terran has the 3 o'clock position. Zerg hasn't taken the 9. So Zerg's, you know,
I'm not sure how he's doing this. He's at 115
equal in bases,
supply.
I guess.
Oh no.
But on a gas and God, the Vulture's just wrecking the economy.
Oh no, Defiler. Oh no.
Yeah, this one's bad.
Can they go all the way?
USA.
Vultures.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm surprised they aren't dropping mines behind them.
Yeah, they don't just poop out. You gotta actually tell them to do it, but it does happen really fast.
You made me think of that snippet from StarCraft.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they do a Brood War edition and they show the Vulture and it's basically them farting out their little attack at Zealots. This is very accurate of you.
Basically, it's like Mario Kart. You just drop them and suddenly Ultralists are dead.
Yeah,
We are. You know, we see the Zerg player probably has this last like heavy fighting force in the middle of the map. A handful of Ultras, Zerg, and some Zerglings, and we got Queens outfield coming in the. Are the Goliaths going to be able to take him down? Takes out 1, 2 tanks go down. Zerg decides not.
Oh, he's going.
He's going strong. Oh, the Broodlings!
Oh
are we
my
gonna
God.
see the infested command center that we wanted? And the Ultralists are just fucking ravaging on
70
everything, and the
different
Broodlings are
supply
doing
difference.
damage on the tank. Tanks are under a dark swarm. This is crazy.
Oh, that was perfect.
So much damage is going on from the Zerg. Bakuryu has not thrown down another expansion yet, though. I'm concerned that he's not gonna have enough money to fight all this off. This was his last fight. This is all he had in this game. Can't reinforce this. And the Broodlings and Zerglings still doing damage. Look at the Broodlings taking out SEVs. What?
Yeah. I can honestly say that's not a common thing.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They moved all the way from taking a tank out to taking an SEV out. Free unit.
Oh no, another
All
double
Zerg
expand.
down.
vOddy is playing this perfectly.
This is so aggressive.
Yeah, but I think the credit goes to back because there's been a 60-70 supply difference for a while.
Yeah,
and I'm
there's-
just
there's
wondering
no
how
way
he's
that
still
there-
alive, and he's winning battles.
There's no way the Zerg's coming back, but vOddy's plan, I don't remember what the one Protoss strategy used to be, but there's a strategy from Protoss. You expanded 2 directions, and Terran would only attack one way, so you would automatically keep one main. But that's basically how he's playing. You can only attack one direction. The other expansion, I mean, he hasn't even.
Are you talking about the late game shenanigans of refugee toss or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Arbiters and recalls. Yeah, refugee toss. That's what it is. Take 5 games in each base, and one of them dies. Suddenly, you still have more units.
Exactly. Just move to the
vOddy just like cutting into Bakuryu's throw right here. So many vultures running in. Tank's just taking down all of his army, and GG is definitely coming up here soon. has been a really intense show match from series from these guys. Just back and forth, such a slugfest, and more queens coming up to just brutally more tanks.
I don't know if a GG's
Not
coming,
keeping
man.
up.
I wouldn't say it's over yet, but
It looks pretty grim.
Bakuryu needs to do something or defend. If he loses this, I mean, yeah.
You
we're
know,
there.
Terran
Terran
is
is
definitely
lining
the
up
beginning of the
for
end
it.
here.
Yeah, because I see the units from Bakuryu, but they're not. They're finally getting some engagement all in like single
Terran's buying
file.
off 5 bases.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh my
if we
God.
had the infested
GG.
Terrans,
GG is called. What a
Yeah.
what a crazy series that was. vOddy taking it up, 3-2.
Man, they must have
Epic,
aged in this best of 5. If they played it in their early 30s, they ended it in their early 50s. Each game was over 20 minutes, I think. A lot of back.
That was a great game. Game, guys. If you're watching this, that was definitely a pleasure to observe.
Yeah, thanks, Herman, for joining. I apologize if my observing skills suck ass. I'm
No,
kinda
man.
new to this.
Those are all curiosity.